Hi everyone, this is Sarah, and today I'm going to share with you some of my quick tips for using the Canvas Gradebook and how to navigate it and organize it quickly and easily. So we're going to start by just some basic terminology for the gradebook. And in Canvas, you're going to see three things. You're going to see grades on your navigation menu. That is how you access your gradebook, which in Blackboard was the Grade Center. In Canvas, it's the gradebook. And then you're also going to see something called SpeedGrader. And SpeedGrader is where you actually submit the assignment comments, feedback, rubric score, and points for an individual student's submission. So I can access SpeedGrader either from the grades, which I'll show you in just a moment, or from an actual assignment link. And that can be a discussion, an assignment, or a quiz, anything with point values. So if I go to that assignment, you'll see in the upper right-hand corner, there's a button that says SpeedGrader. If I select that, it's going to take me to a one-on-one or an individual view of a student's assignment that I can actually scroll through and grade right from here. So I can click the arrows to the right or to the left to go between student submissions. Here's my point values and my rubric that I can view and where I can add comments and submit them so the students can see them in the Grade Center. But once you get into SpeedGrader, a lot of instructors are confused about how to get back to their course or back to their gradebook. So if you go to the upper left, you'll see this icon that takes you right back to your gradebook from the SpeedGrader. So now I'm back in my gradebook, and I can also access SpeedGrader from here if I go to an individual student's assignment, and you'll see here I can access SpeedGrader as well. If I don't want to go to the full SpeedGrader and I just want to give points, I can do it here, or I can also just type those points right in here in the Canvas Gradebook. The next thing I want to show you is how to get from the Canvas Gradebook back out to my course without having to go to the dashboard to find it. So up in the upper left, there are three little lines here. If I click that, it opens up my navigation menu for my Canvas course, which collapses every time I enter my Grade Center or my gradebook so that it gives me as much space as possible to view my gradebook. So if I select that, you'll see I can go straight back out to my modules or my discussions or my home page. And when I want it to go away, I just click those three little lines again. Oftentimes, faculty will ask me how they can email a student from directly within the gradebook. If I select a student from here, you will see over on the right a little bit of data on how this student is doing. And then you'll also see a little mail icon right up here in the right. If I select that mail icon, I can send a message directly from the Grade Center. Another way I can message students from the Grade Center is by selecting the three little dots next to any assignment column. And when I select that, it's going to let me message students who. And you'll see I can change this to students who haven't been graded, or students that scored less than or more than a particular point value, or students who haven't submitted yet. I love this feature because I can send out a message very, very quickly to all of my students who haven't submitted, reminding them of a due date, or if they had scored less than, reminding them that they can revise and resubmit. And it feels personalized and it feels like I'm communicating with them. And frequently students will reply to those and get right back to me about challenges they're having and that sort of thing. And those messages can be customized, which is wonderful. You'll see in the upper left here, you have some drop-down menus: Gradebook, View, and Actions. If you select Gradebook, you'll see that you can go to the individual view or the gradebook history. View is one that most instructors like to use. This way you can arrange by assignment name, so A to Z, point values. Most instructors like to go module first to last, which tends to be more chronological, or due date. You can also filter. So if I want to only see module 1, I can filter by modules, select my filter up here, module 1, and it will only pull those pieces in that are from my module. You'll see at the end, these are total columns. So these are total columns that show me the total points a student has gotten on the final project, on the assignments, on the quizzes, or on the project. These are categories in my assignments. If I go back to view again and filter, You'll see I can filter by assignment groups or student groups as well. So if I want to see one particular group's work, I can do that. Statuses help me filter by these particular statuses. So if I want to see how many assignments are late or missing or have been resubmitted, these are the colors I want to look for. And then the last thing I want to show you is the actions. So if I go to actions, this is where I can export my gradebook to keep it at the end of the semester, or I can import grades into my gradebook if I've done them offline. The last thing I want to show you is up here in this filter area and in the settings. So let's say I have multiple sections of this course and I want to filter, and maybe I'm going to, this course only has one section, but if the course had multiple sections, I would filter by section, and then I could select in my drop down up here the section number, and that would allow me to filter it out by section. This works great if you have a merged course and you want to see only students that are in certain sections of a course that you have merged together into one Canvas course. If I select my settings wheel over here, I can automatically apply a grade for missing submissions. I would highly recommend you do this and automatically apply a 0. Once the due date has passed, the students will get a 0 automatically, and that will prevent you from having those hash marks in there that don't average into the grades and the students not knowing where they really stand in your course. You can also change the late policy here by automatically deducting late submissions by a certain percentage. If I go to my grade posting policy, I can have all the grades automatically post, or I can select manually post, and then they'll be hidden by default, and then I will have to allow them to be posted for the students to view. And then when you go to advanced, this allows you to do a final grade override. So I hope that helped you see some really easy basic things you can do to make your life in the Canvas Gradebook a little bit easier. Please let me know if you have any questions, and check out the PDF that we've created with all of these tips for you to use while you are working in your Canvas course.